Good evening. Welcome to G.R.O.W. number 7, 8, 6, 31 and a half. I don't know. I'm so confused. Are you confused, G.R.O.W.?
It's the next one.
It's the next one.
Yeah,
There you go.
from the previous one.
So, as you may know by now, G.R.O.W., the president of our community, Father Joseph, our pastor, and myself have been doing little snippets for you. Well, snippet would be like 3 minutes. We're going like 16. So, but we promise it's worth it. There'll be some laughs in there. So tonight we'd like to talk about more the operational part of the church and things to let you know how to enjoy the church and be involved in this challenging time. I don't know how many of you get the News Journal, but the News Journal featured Father Joseph in it. Said coronavirus, the Easter, a bittersweet return to Christianity's roots. Father, as we planned today, you came to me and you said, I think you better reconsider the agenda. And the agenda we reconsidered was to talk about how the church actually began in the home. I mean, many of us try to recreate the church in our home with iconostases and icons and prayers and our koboskinis, but let's talk about the church and its roots in the home.
You know, at St. Demetrius, even the recent history, 60 years ago, before 60 years ago, 65 years ago, before we had St. Demetrius as a parish established officially, people worship at home, and prior to that, it was the same story. So, under this crisis, we are rediscovering this very valuable element from the history of the church. So this is something part of our heritage, something that we are used to doing, and what prepares us for Sunday, for our gathering, is what we do at home, which is the church at home.
And you know, technology's made that a little bit easier to do with the live streaming video and that. What has been your response back from parishioners? I mean, I have parishioners asking me all the time because there's been so much confusion. You know, because we have a pretty good set program now as far as what we're going to be able to do. How about just telling them where they can find the schedule of the Holy Week, and I'll come back to Father about maximizing that.
Yes, in terms of the Holy Week schedule, it's been posted online on our website. We have sent it out in the Sunday Bulletin email that comes out every week. Father Joseph is regularly updating with posts on his Facebook page, letting you know daily what the next services will be the following day and the times of those services. During Holy Week, the schedule will be a little bit different than what you have seen normally in the past. Start times generally throughout the week were 7 p.m., but there will be 6 p.m. start times for the services. And also the Anastasy service, which is an 11 p.m. start time, will be starting at 8 p.m. this year. Again, all these will be live streamed. There will be no ability to enter the church in accordance with everything that we've been following with this pandemic and from guidance from governmental agencies and the Archdiocese. So this will all be available to you via live stream. That's as far as the schedule goes. There's some other things as well that we've been working on. We sent out the Palm Sunday mailer, so you should have an icon along with a palm cross come to your door via mail. That should either have been already delivered or will be coming in the next day or two. And then we're also working on some software changes here to help make us a little bit more technologically advanced in terms of how we can reach our parishioners a little bit better. So we're doing some research on those things, and hopefully, you know, when it's all said and done, we'll come out of this a little bit stronger than we went into it in terms of how we can communicate with our parishioners. We've obviously gotten used to being in front of the camera now, which is a new experience for maybe Father and I. Not so much you. I know you like the attention.
Well, you say I'm a camera hog. Oh, nice. Okay. So, signing off for today, Walter Conkright.
But
Lots of people don't know who Walter Conkright is.
But no, I continue to wish everybody well out there. You know, stay strong, and we'll get through this. Have a good Holy Week.
So Father, when you say the church is born in the home, do you talk about the persecutions of Christians in the catacombs or the physical home? Because I know that our tradition, when people say someone's leaving and they say, hey, have a good day, it says, hey, knock wood, right? Or say something, you say, knock wood. And I understand that's from the tradition that every house used to have a cross, a wooden cross, on the back of the door. And as they would leave, they would knock wood and leave for the day. So when you say it was born in the home, is the home the catacombs where they celebrated divine liturgy, or is it the actual home that they would celebrate a divine liturgy in?
We have both. We have both. But I wanted to emphasize the one that is at home, even outside of the time of persecutions. The church is at home, and everything is done at home, because when you do your daily prayers, your daily devotion by yourself, you do it at the church at home. So both elements are important. I'm just a little bit overemphasizing the one that is at home, because the parents are the first teachers,
Right.
And every household, the head of the household is the head of the home church.
So that's the mother.
The mother.
Imitates the Virgin Mary and is responsible for the kids from that standpoint of bringing them up. Not to be chauvinistic, but we want her to emulate that. But it is a family, it's a husband and wife working together.
It's the husband and wife,
Right.
yes.
So on that vein, you may not have resources of your own, or you may not have gone and searched or known where to search. So each day, you should have received your first one yesterday that would have Saturday of Lazarus and Palm Sunday, and then it will have prayers as children's workshop things. I just got Penny Karras just sent me a beautiful picture of her and her sons. Went and got a palm tree, off the palm tree, got the palm leaves and made their palm crosses for the house. So they'll have them out tomorrow as they watch the Divine Liturgy and get them blessed through the, can we do that? Can we bless them through the technology, Father?
Well, our prayers are not limited, or the power of the prayers is not limited to the walls. So let's not worry about being scholastic. Are they blessed or not they blessed? The grace doesn't have walls to stop it, or time, or geography.
So in that handout that came today, there is in it a how to make a palm cross. So if you find a palm, or if you need some, we have a bunch left over at the church. So through the week, contact me and I'll make sure we can set them out somewhere for you. The second part of that is, as they follow the church service at home. Okay, I'm going to let you handle this.
Yeah.
We know many of the people have Father George Papadeus' book at home.
Right.
They've purchased it over the years here. Is that going to be their best source, or what other source do you recommend, or the parish council recommend for them?
Well, that will be the source that's going to be followed in the church service, is the Father Papadeus book. Many of you recognize it as the big thick book that says Holy Week. And it has all the services in there, and you're able to follow directly along that way. If you do not have that book, fret not. You can go to agesinitiative.com, and you can follow along on their website as well, the services. Now, they don't quite follow exactly the same, but they're within the same ballpark.
Right.
So you'll be able to follow the service even if you don't have that book. Last year, for instance, when we were just working parish council in the back and volunteering our time at the church, we would just hold our phones in our hand and follow the service along with our phones, which made for a much more enjoyable Holy Week experience from our end, because for us to go back and grab the book and keep losing our place, it was a little bit more difficult to follow when we had to do something. So we would just pull out our phone, use it, and we were able to follow along very nicely. So you can live stream it on an iPad, your service. You can follow along on your iPhone or any other Android device, agesinitiative.com. So with a couple little different pieces of tech there, you can pretty much set up your entire church and follow it along at home very easily.
And so when we talk about the Ages Initiative, if you lose your place or you get distracted, I usually look for the litanies to get back on track.
Yeah.
And then I look for it because it goes back and forth in Greek and English, and I know some of the things so I try and track back and forth because I'm running around the altar with Father. So I just want to follow up on the tradition that we have at the church of hosting our community for a family luncheon to the community outside the St. Demetrius community. And so, as you know, in the past we have had a luncheon, a ham luncheon in the hall for them. This year we've made arrangements to have a drive-through, walk-through pickup on the other side of the church on Halifax there to our parking lots, and it's going to be a pick up and go. Now, some of you I know will be concerned about, well, why are they doing that? That's against congregation. Let's set our minds at ease. One of their main workers of handing out these meals will be Chief Craig Capri from the Daytona Beach Police Department. He volunteered to be here with us to make sure for two things. Number one, we keep people from staying around and causing it to become a scene. And number two, to help actually hand out. We have John Spadides and other talented and experienced food servers and workers that are going to be in the kitchen to prepare the ham sandwich with other treats that we've put in a bag. We've prepared 300 bags, and we've contacted Food Brings Hope, Progressive Proprietors, and the Boys and Girls Club of America, in addition to the other outsources we do. So we should see a big need fulfilled by the community that fulfills the third thing of our mission statement, which is serve our community. All servers will have gloves. In fact, John told me you put on 3 to 4 pairs of gloves, so that if you have to take one off, you don't have to mess around and get another on. We have masks that Bula Caloris and other people have put together for us and made for us. So we're going to take every step to be safe and to do this. So it's going to be box lunches. There'll be no congregating, and I want to also make you aware that that resource, if you liked it, that you got today, that was about St. Lazarus, or Saturday of Lazarus, and Palm Sunday. On Sunday night or Monday, you'll receive another one that takes you through Holy Monday all the way to Pascha. We were going to send them out separately, but we're going to just send them out in one email. Should get that by Sunday, hopefully. And Father, just very quickly, I want to review. Today had a beautiful service for the resurrection. It's not a resurrection.
It is a resurrection.
It's a resurrection of Lazarus. Is that correct? Yeah. So, and I relayed to you a story that I was involved in. I was at a camp, and the bishop who was there at the time asked the children there. He said, "Why did Christ cry when he raised Lazarus from the dead?" And the different responses came out, and the responses were, well, he was sad to see his friend go, to it's very hard for us to transport through death, and he wasn't going to be saved. And the bishop said that Christ wept because he had come to see Lazarus. The whole town knew that Lazarus had passed away, and he came there, and there were throngs of people that were there. And it says after he raised Lazarus, just before it says, so that it would be known that he was the Son of Man, he would raise Lazarus from the dead, so many would believe. But he wept, and according to the bishop, it was because he knew that they still would not believe, even with his own resurrection, that he was the Son of Man. And it speaks to what we run into in society of, basically, we get faint-hearted in times like these. We get stressed out. We maybe question our faith, and maybe we're just we have to question our faith from the standpoint which this has been a great time to do. It's been a lot of time to think about that. Tell me your thoughts on that and how it affects our community at this time.
The theme of the Holy Week, throughout the Holy Week, is the pain of God and how people, for various reasons, were not able to receive His love. It's very painful when you love someone so much, abundantly, and you want to share this love, and that person is not capable or does not want to receive that love. So that's the theme that we are going to face so many times during the Holy Week through all those services, and we are going to learn about some of the illnesses of the soul that makes us incapable of receiving the true form of love. So it is that is wonderful experience. Everyone that deals with this experience in the right way, after they finish the Holy Week, they are never going to be the same person. I want to direct you to the website, our website. This pamphlet is on the website. It talks about each day. It's written very, very nicely by God rest his memory, Reverend Demetrius Kallaris. Very nicely about the meaning of each day of the Holy Week. I would advise parents to read these materials in addition to the materials that are going to be sent out, so they can understand the service of the Holy Week better and help their children during this week. Also, I would like to kind of give some tips of how best to attend the church services from home. And I'm using the word attend. I'm not using watching, okay? Because it's live streaming is not intended for people to sit on their couches and watch the service as if they are watching a movie. Rather, you know, dedicate a place in your house when you're with the children going the same way you are dressed to church. They realize that this is your church at home. Stand during the service or sit during the service, the same thing you do at the church. There are times when we stand, times when we sit. Safely light your candles, safely light your incense. Let them smell that, because the smell does not come through the screen. And if the children have short span, it doesn't matter. Even at the church building, when they are here, they have short span, but we give them some space. It's okay. They're listening. They're paying attention. We have to understand that they are children. As long as you explain to them, we're going to church. It's going to be within this room. This is what we are doing, and give them their comfort. They are present in their own way, just like little babies or the toddlers. Whatever. They are present. They're smelling the incense. They're hearing the service. They're feeling your prayers. They feel the seriousness that you take this service. They sense that. So these are some of the elements that we can do in order to strengthen the church at home, besides making use of those materials that have been mailed out or are available on the website.
And, you know, close all other tabs on your computer, turn your cell phone off, those types of things. And for more tips, we're going to make another video right after this, which much of what Father just talked about will be in one of the tips, but it'll be from the standpoint of 4 tips to enjoy Holy Week. And so I want to remind you that look at your email and download the stuff that's coming in. It's very helpful for the whole family, and there's stuff in there for the kids to do. Remember, kids do in excess what their parents do in moderation. So if you take it serious, you will find that your children will take it serious. Also, the Holy Week schedule is available on the website,
Yep.
on the Facebook with Father Joseph,
Yep.
and on this week's bulletin has it in it as well.
Correct.
And then we look forward to seeing you again soon. We hope for the blessings of Palm Sunday to be upon you, and we hope you're safe and in loving condition. God bless you. Until the next episode, we look forward to talking to you.
Thank you, Kyriako.
Thank you,
Pastor.
everybody. Thank you.
Fun.